back out on this job in the daylight, and that's actually running quite quietly. I'm surprised. Some of the brambles we were working in. Steps. Quite quiet. That's basically the design of the motor. You get the whole thing, guard blade and everything. And the actual blade is the external part. What in a normal motor would be the centre is now on the outside. You see all the laminations. External rotor motor, they're called, guard mounted. What it means is you've got to buy the whole assembly as one. You're not going to get much change out of 300 quid for something like this. £300. I would have said $500, but the way the exchange rate's gone, it's probably cheaper in dollars now. Anyway, so rather than the old-fashioned one where you get a motor for about £50 and then swap the blade and the guard over, you've got to buy the whole thing, and you can't get a pattern part standard motor. It's a specific one for this model, so you've got to go back to the manufacturers, which is probably part of the reason why they do it. But yeah, that's pretty much, if you buy a new piece of equipment here of a good size, it hasn't got one of them little tiny multi-fit motors on. This is the style of condenser, and quite possibly the evaporator fan motor. All seem to be moving this way. If you're going to change them for a different make, you need to make the measurement of the fixing centres. That's quite important. Also the diameter of the wire, because sometimes the fixing centres are the same, but this is different. I've had that before. You want to notice the pitch, which way the fan's going to, whether it's blowing or sucking. The speed it runs at, because some are two-pole do 3000 RPM and some do about 1500. And also try and match up the wattage, because you can get a lot that have got the same diameter and everything, but they'll be 50 watts and the one you've got is 140, so you can only think that the blade isn't a steeper pitch. So although it'll fit, it won't move enough air. So you probably are better off going with the original equipment if you can buy them, rather than trying to get a pattern part one cheap. Anyway, seems to be maintaining temperature. Get it turned off, get the cover off. Right, we've got the motor unbolted. It's taken away with this strap. Just looking at the electrics. I did ask you about the capacitor and I couldn't see one in the box, but it looks like they keep them inside the actual motor itself. Quite often with these things you'll find they're in the electrical box. Right, I've got the new one wired. I've got to do the bolts up. Yeah, they're just in there loose. There's actually a diagram underneath the lid. I swapped the old lid for the new one, just so we've got the correct motor details and serial numbers and things like that. Whereas, I mean, the simplest thing would have been to have left that on there and just swap the wires over, but that's why I've gone to the trouble of doing that. Is that is now correct for this motor, in case we have to send it back under warranty or something. We have to put a blanking plug, we have to swap that over. But get all this put back together, back on the top, and then we'll see what it does. I think there's a bit of a delay. It might fire straight up, but I think there might be a 3-minute delay until it kicks in. New motor on there. I've just been putting some spray grease in the little clips where the cover clips on. And I'll probably put some grease in the screw holes as well. There's a couple of screw holes, top and bottom, just to make changing it or taking the cover off in future easier. No, it's just fired up, and it's a bit quieter than it was at the start. The condenser brush is quite dirty. Should have turned it on.